I am a musician. That's pretty much what that's been consistent throughout my entire life. At one point in my life, I was going to be a professional musician, and I studied at the Royal Liège Conservatory in Belgium, and devoted my entire life to it. And this is my trumpet right here. I just picked this bad boy up a few months ago, and it's a student model. It's nothing special, and it's fun. I don't play it professionally. No one would ever call me for a gig to play trumpet. I play euphonium, which is like a really kind of like a little smaller version of a tuba. It's really cool. Actually, it is very cool. But I also play trombone. I do a lot of in the brass world. And I got this trumpet, and I specifically got it because I wanted to use it in my programs. I wanted to play not only euphonium but trumpet as well, and especially whenever I fly to do a gig, I want to bring this because it's a lot easier bringing a trumpet than a 15-pound piece of metal. Actually, this is probably maybe just 2 or 3 pounds. I don't know. Either way, I started playing the trumpet, and what's really cool about it is that the valve combinations are the exact same fingerings as the euphonium. So what's nice is the only difference really is the size of the mouthpiece, which I do not have on here now, and obviously the entire instrument. But a lot of the playing internally is very similar, and of course the fingers. So people that really don't know, they would think I'm like some professional trumpet player, right? Because my level is that much higher because there's only so many other new variables. Either way, there's also some things that I'm not professional at on the trumpet, right? I don't have the chops, meaning I don't have the endurance because the mouthpiece is so small, and I don't have the type of very microscopic muscles that have been developed in my mouth and my jaw and all that to be able to sustain to play this thing too long. So what would I need to do if I really wanted to take my trumpet playing to the next level? What would I need to do? I should have said it in the beginning of the episode. I would need to put in the reps. I would need to put in the time. I would need to put in the practice sessions, the hours and the days and the months and the years to be able to develop myself to where I want to be. Let's go back to our kids. High school students, and all students for that matter, until they reach a certain age, they want things fast, now, yesterday. They want it. Like they don't want to have to wait. And that is partly because of the age, right? And especially a preteen and teenager. That is the impulsive nature of being a teenager is just biology. It's supposed to be like that. But in today's world, we are that much faster and higher and louder, right? We have so much more access to so much more stimuli that our kids are dealing with so much more than we have. Because while I had to worry about what away message I was going to put on my AIM AOL Instant Messenger, I would leave the computer and I would be away. I'd be free. But now that we have our computers in our pockets, our kids are never free. They're really, very attached to it. I know that to be the case because I got to tell you, even myself as a 30, almost 6-year-old adult, I'm finding myself somewhat attached to my device. So we have to remind our students that anything they want to do in life, anything they want to be successful at life, takes time. But not only does it take time, it takes reps. So I can't practice the trumpet for, hundreds of hours straight, right? Because even if I didn't need to sleep or eat, the problem would be I don't have that time away from the trumpet. I don't have the time to rest here. I don't have, obviously, I need to sleep and eat, but I don't have the time to rest my chops. I don't have the time to learn new music, to acquire new music. I don't have the time to learn more about the trumpet models. I don't have time to, have serendipitous conversations with other trumpet players. All these things that add up to the complete package of whatever it may be. So not only is it reps, but it's also time. Now, here's the next question you want to ask your student. How efficient are they really being at what they want to do? Because there is the time and rep equation here is interesting, because there's probably time that can be saved by being more efficient with their practice sessions or reps or whatever you want to call it. So then it comes back to time management. How are we helping our students become better versions of themselves by being better focused on how they spend their time? And again, this can be going in a million different directions, and this is not the kind of episode today that I'm going to give you the answer. It's more about just having you think through what your specific individual student is dealing with and how maybe we can help them. If it's a distraction, how do we help them avoid distractions? Again, a million different things. If it's a technological distraction, now the phones are so equipped with app timers and downtime and blackouts or whatever it is, whatever they call it, and then we can also teach them to manually retire their phones at certain hours or whatever it is, remove themselves to the other location, go do their homework in another room, whatever. We all know those types of things, but it's really just the question of what the individual kind of student that you're dealing with and what they need help with. Or is it just a mindset? Do they want it too soon? I remember going back to when I was in high school, I was auditioning for colleges, so I had to make a recording. And I remember I did not really practice anywhere near efficiently as I should have to prepare for this recording. I did the best that I thought I could, but it was not even close to what should have been prepared. And if I was majoring in performance at the time, which I wasn't, I was in education at that point, I would have never been accepted. So, I was okay, but it was not there yet. So I think a lot of it is having those different conversations. And I think it's also having the conversations about not only other famous people and what they've done to maximize their time, but what have you done in your own life? The things that I'm telling you right now. For instance, working out, right? That's another thing that you cannot rush. And that's another thing that not only can you not rush, but you can't really be that much more efficient with it, because the reality of overtraining is so, there's no way around it. You can't work out for 7 hours a day like I do on my instrument. So when I was in Liège in the conservatory, my average time playing the instrument was 6 hours a day. Face, like literally mouthpiece on the face for 6 hours, not including walking to the conservatory, not lunch, not anything else, face time. You can't do that with working out, right? You maximum, I'm talking about weight training for hypertrophy. Maximum 2 hours a day, maybe double sessions, but you're the volume game. And anyway, I'm going down a geeky rabbit hole of working out, but that's a situation where that solely takes time. And then there's another factor, consistency. So it's not necessarily the efficiency of the reps, but it's the consistency of the reps. So is your student trying to do something, whether it's a sport or an activity or simply studying for a test or a class? Are they doing something where they'll do something really hard for a week and then fall off for maybe 4 days, and then go really hard for another 2 weeks and then fall off for a month? and just kind of keep going back and forth, and never really gaining any type of progress. If you've ever tried to lose any type of weight, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Right? You have 4 days of eating really well, and then the weekend comes. You have 2 days of garbage. And then you have another 3 days of, I'm going to start my diet on Monday. And then it's like Thursday, and then it's happy hour. So these are the types of questions that we have to kind of inquire about the individual student. So that's really it today. I leave you with this. I leave you with a question. What in your life have you had to really put in the time, the effort, the consistency, and the reps that you didn't want to, that you wanted it sooner, you wanted the end result faster? And I implore you to share that with your kids, because I think that human aspect of, hey, we're all learning, we're all getting better, we're just at different levels, will definitely help in the situation. Thank you so much for taking your time out to join me today. If you like today's video, then hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell notification to be notified every time I release a new video. And if you like today's episode, then I think you'll also like this one right over here.